Alright, so this is a video I debated on making for a while, and to be honest, for the longest time I didn't deem it worth the time or effort, but with a whole lot of recent drama and everything, I've decided to make this video on my personal experiences with prideslayer77, who's been the center of a lot of drama and just general controversy in the RuneScape 3 community lately. I'm going to start this with saying this is an experience from over 2.5 years ago, which is why I hadn't deemed it necessary to make this video when he kind of became relevant in the RuneScape community. I had thought at the time, like, this was a fairly short term interaction with the guy. I wasn't going to start drama over nothing. And I first started knocking this idea around back in November for a few reasons that I'm going to cover here shortly. I'm starting this with the black screen because I'm wanting to give some backstory before I get into things that I actually have messages for, due to a lot of things being in a private Discord group chat that no longer exists, but everything I'm going to cover is not denied. Very heavily later on in some of the chats, he kind of goes back and forth, but I mean, the proof is there. I'm making this video primarily because I don't personally believe he's the kind of person that we need in our community as far as representation. I don't think he deserves to be permabanned from the game, whatever. It's an online video game. Like, you're never going to rid any community of all negativity. But to get more into the point, this story starts with I had a group of friends that was a pretty tight knit group that we would sometimes like teach new friends how to PVM, all that. And a good friend of mine, Josh, had invited Pride Slayer to directly a private group chat on Discord. And Pride Slayer, when he was invited to this and joined the chat, he was kind of right off the bat, fairly obnoxious, just overall fairly weird. And this is the point where I'm going to say that I'm not going to censor anything in this video. I'm not a content creator. I don't make videos. So this video very well may be taken down because of just how some of the things were said in this interaction. I also don't have a script or anything, so I'm just speaking off the top of my head. So I'm going to do the best I can with this, but getting back to the group chat, he had joined, was just had to be the center of attention at all times, and we tried to give him the benefit of the doubt because my friend Josh is a great guy. I trust him very well when it comes to just the kind of people he invites, but this time just seemed very different and odd. And one of the first major red flags, which we should have kicked him right away from this happening anyways, but we were trying to be understanding and just trying to have a good time and not cause anything. But one of the first things he did when he had joined this group chat was about 15 to 20 minutes in. He had asked a question about the Bandos throne room. And at the time, I'm not a quester. I didn't know anything about it. So I was like, man, I really don't know. I don't remember the exact context and why he needed to know something about it. But I told him that that's a question that's going to be better off for Google or something like that. And what he did was like, hey man, I tried Googling it, but I can't get anything, like, I can't get any results. And then he sends a screenshot of just a lot of gay porn to the group chat. And I was like, that's extremely weird, deleted it, and just kind of went on. And he went on to make a lot of homophobic comments. Like, at one point, he started acting really weird. And another friend of mine said, like, hey, my boyfriend's about to be going to work. I'm going to go say goodbye to him, and I'll be back. And things just kind of devolved from there. And a lot of this is going to be covered in later parts of the video, so I'm not going to go super in depth on it because a lot of this is covered in the later chats. But it continued for multiple hours of him just being generally obnoxious, uncomfortable to be around, and finally, when everyone got off for the night, or at the very least got off of RuneScape, I had a quick chat with everyone else, and we decided, hey, yeah, we're removing this guy because he made everyone uncomfortable, and it wasn't even an immediate thing. We dealt with this guy for probably the majority of the day, because looking at this, these next conversations happened starting at 3 o'clock in the morning, my time. So I'm going to uncover the rest of the Discord chat now, because now that I've covered a lot of that, I can get into the rest of what happened, and I'm not trying to make this video be an hour long, because it's just not worth that amount of time. But this is where he initially had gotten kicked, and he started off. First of all, I want to show, like, this is Prideslayer's profile. Yeah, alpha male. Yeah, okay. Mutual server, just PVME. Like, this is him. So, like, just to show, like, this isn't something that's fabricated. This isn't something that's been completely made up out of nowhere. Just, this is a direct interaction. And like I said, this is from over 2.5 years ago, but recent actions have shown that this guy has zero interest in changing. So I've decided to make this video due to the request of some other people, and just for a few personal reasons. So immediately after kick, he started off with, "Yo, if you guys join Reaper Crew, expect zero pussy from a bunch of liberal cunts that want you to believe in their ideology if they can't kill a video game monster." I don't know what this was about. I think he was referring to himself because he was wanting to learn how to PVM. There was a lot of conversation here, so there's going to be a lot that I scroll through, but earlier on, I'm going to go through it a little more slowly. I'm like, what does that even mean, though? And at first, I wasn't wanting to call him out on a lot of things, because I was like, well, maybe he'll see some logic in some of this after I explained why he got kicked. So I started off pretty softly. And he goes, "Sure, let me break it down. You are a cunt." I'm like, we kicked you because you were obnoxious and unpleasant to be around. The fuck? LMAO. Sorry, I enjoy life. I don't know what that has to do with being obnoxious and making others uncomfortable. And then join a video game chat, immediately went political. Ain't here for that shit, is what I responded with. I don't remember exactly what was being said, but I mean, anyone that's watching this video is also aware of Prideslayer. I'm sure you could make a decent guess. Literally talked to a single person about it, TBH, until today, IDK who you are, and after today, it'll be the same. In a group voice chat. There was about 6 of us, and he was chatting back and forth with Josh about, I can't specifically remember what. Like I said, this is a long time ago, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend to remember every detail, but it's not that important. I'll try to address certain things if I remember them, but for the most part, these messages speak for themselves. Right, I talked about things in the voice chat and made peace. I don't know. Like, at no point he made peace. He was just being weird. Sorry if you don't like things and they upset you. Actually, I'm not. Eat shit. IDC who you are or what you do. Kind of the typical, like, oh, I don't care, bro. Like, just look like, man, I need you to know, it's like, I don't care, man. Just, I don't care. And that's what a whole lot of this is. There's just a lot of, like, playing victim here when he made a bunch of other people uncomfortable. Like, no one joins a chat and within 15 minutes sends gay porn. And I didn't address that for a while in this because I wasn't wanting to completely call him out on that. But there's a lot here of, like, IDC, I don't care from him. I'm not going to sit here and read all of this. But it's all going to be here in the video. So if at any point anyone wants to, like, pause and look and see, like, what was said at certain points, I accuse him of, like, you say you don't care, but you got kicked from a group chat because you were making people uncomfortable, and then suddenly you come here and start acting like a 12-year-old. And then, did I alienate with someone because they enjoy jokes? Did I kick a person in a chat over their belief when the belief was like, hey, yeah, racial slur, funny, am I right? And then, yeah, he was accusing me of acting childish, so I just posted a screenshot of what was slightly up there. Yeah, this is the part where I went into it about, like, would you be offended if I kicked you for sucking penis and being a Democrat? So, I mean, you can already see where this is going, the kind of attitude he's going to have here. And I was like, you literally sent gay porn, and he responds with, you literally made gay jokes, LMAO. If you don't like me, that's okay. I don't see how these equate, like, especially friends on the internet, like guys that have been friends for a long time. Everyone makes gay jokes. Every single person in existence. Not, okay, I won't say everyone, but, like, you get the point. But yeah, you literally sent gay porn. That ain't nobody wanting to see that. I don't know. I was tired at this point. But you're full of shit. You're just a bitch, bro, LMAO. No, you're just mad you got kicked. Blah, 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 blah. You care enough to immediately come here and bitch. And a lot of this was just, like, him kind of going back and forth almost with himself. He's not directly responding to anything I had to say. I'm not going to sit here and read everything verbatim because I think this went on for a few hours. So here soon, I'm probably going to start scrolling a little faster because a lot of this was just like, I honestly reached the point where I was kind of poking the bear. I reached a point where I was like, he's not going to listen to anything. This is getting kind of funny. So I'm just going to start going along with it because it's entertaining. But yeah, this next part, within I was like, you sent gay porn to a large group chat, literally within 5 minutes of being there. Literally, no one wants that mess. I guess calling the clan leader a gay homo who sucks dick was cool. My bad. I don't know. I'm sure I made some sort of joke similar to that towards Josh. I don't know the exact wording because no one actually talks like this. I probably just made a joke at Josh's expense and it was haha funny and we moved on. I'm like, yeah, those lines, there's banter for that's been there for years because I mean, even at this time, I think we had known each other for 8+ years. So I mean, it's very different when you're making jokes with someone that you've known for that long versus someone you've known for literal minutes. It's hard to cross a line, and damn, you did it. And he said, Fuji, just leave me alone, LMLO, you're a bitch, we get it, you're a bitch, I offended you, it's all good, man. I'm like, you literally typed first, he came in here bitching about it. Some people can't help being a bitch, bruh, I didn't offend shit, I didn't even kick anyone. Yeah, that was the other thing, I didn't even personally kick him. The leader of the group that I was in was the one that kicked him, but I was just the one that responded to him, so, you know. He's like, they get upset and others enjoying themselves. I literally got added. I'm like, yeah. Again, he doesn't seem to understand the fact that like sending gay porn in a chat that you of people you just met, some of which are gays, a lot of which were not. That's just not a thing that you do. Oh yeah, he was saying that like, oh, he was mad that he got added to a spam chat that he spent hours in. And then it was literally like a private group chat. It wasn't even a Discord. Um, And then I said, yeah, Josh should have invited you to recruit and not the group chat, first of all, by the way. Like, he shouldn't have been added to the private group chat. We have a Discord for this kind of thing. Um, I think this is the part that I'm going to address that the reason that I know he's still fully aware of these things. I've tried contacting him a few times, and he just pretends to not even know anything about this situation. The group chat he was added to is named The Reaper Crew. It's just the name me and my friends came up with just kind of dicking around one day. I think it started as a joke, and we just kind of stuck with it, kind of just because it's been that way for like, I don't know, 6, 8 years now. So the origin doesn't really matter, but I know he's still fully aware of this and still salty about this because when Group Iron Man came out in November, he took the name The Reaper Crew and made it his Group Iron Man name, and that's kind of what made me aware of this guy again. Because I was like, damn, this guy years later was so salty that he had to get on and snipe that name for GIM. He acts like it was just coincidence, but hard to believe. And then this kind of goes down in a bunch of back and forth of him just calling me a bitch over and over. The group that claims flow... What? What did I even say here? Hang on. The group that claims snowflakes are so easy to piss off. Ha ha ha. Dude, you immediately came here to whine about it. What? I don't even know what the fuck I said here. But, I said multiple points I was going to leave it alone. And then he just kind of refused to. And so did I. It was kind of funny. This is the main part that I was wanting to get to next. This guy had been in this Discord that I'm physically showing right now for a couple of months. We had all been friends for years at this point. And he goes on about, let me go ahead and tell you, I am going nowhere. Leviathan is my family. If I offend you, you suck my fat dick. Okay. So this guy had been in here for a very short amount of time. And decided to just go off, pretending like he had known these people for years when everyone in here knows that's not the case. Yeah, you've been in here for 3 months, like, I know you've made friends here and all, but, like, that's kind of sad. Yeah, I am going nowhere. Oh yeah, this is where I started poking the bear and just started being kind of obnoxious back, which I'll own. It was kind of funny, kind of entertaining, because at this point I had given up and he's not going to listen to anything. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and read every single bit of this, but all of this is here for you to read. If I was going to read every bit of this, it would literally take me hours, and I just saw that this video is already at 15 minutes. But yeah. Yeah, like he started saying like weird stuff like this. I'm too busy taming my 8 cocks to respond. Have a good night, bitch. I'm going nowhere. Like, which is funny. He ended up getting kicked after all of this because the next morning when the people that actually run this Discord woke up, they're like, "What the hell happened?" and they removed him. Um, what the fuck? What did I even say? It's okay though. Vegeta's kind of hot, so you'll make it just fine, baby. What? You just said what? I skipped over some of this. I don't know. A lot of this was just like I'd gotten annoyed and was just kind of having fun with it. But yeah, he's like, you probably have bigger tits than my wife and admit you're just a bitch talking shit. That's a weird ass sentence. Yeah, I'm not gonna read a whole lot of this. Anything that I say in this, by the way, anyone wants to point out, like I will 100% own. But like, oh yeah, so I don't remember who this dude actually is because I don't recognize the profile. There's a few people during this that jump on his side for a minute, and like they thought he was just joking or that this was banter because that's what this Discord usually is. I'm not gonna click on this dude's profile. I don't recognize it as this, but I'm sure at the time I would have. I have a few ideas of who it might be, but it's not really all that relevant because I mean it's just people I've known for a long time, but I don't necessarily recognize like their current Discord page. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, and then someone else joins in like, what is this one-sided shit? Yeah, I just flicked over and saw like 170 plus blue. That's the other thing. This isn't a very active Discord. It's just a bunch of friends that like chat and banter. I'm trying not to say quiet too much, but I'm just kind of scrolling through it. Anyone that wants to stop and read anything at any given time, like go right ahead. But it's just reaching a point where it's like reading all of this would be like, yeah, crazy. But yeah, this is the point where he kind of joins in. My mic just shut off for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why. It said power off. I think it was because of. I don't really know. That was odd. Wait, what is this recording through? Hang on. Is it using. Which mic is this? Properties. Eh. I'm just gonna leave it with that. If this sounds like garbage, I'm sorry. It could only be using my headset mic. I don't have anything else hooked up. I don't know why that just shut off. That was strange. But anyways, going on. Yeah, this guy kind of joins in the banter and kind of realizes later on that like, oh, okay. Um, Man, I fucking wish I was 5'2" though. Yeah, like I just kind of started going along with a lot at this point. Yeah, that was the other thing. Like the Discord isn't mine that you're kicked from. Blah 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 blah. And he started like directly messaging people in here that were like not even like a part of this, just kind of joined in and disagreed with him. So I'll kind of pop these up on screen for a second. Um, Really appreciate the advice. It's solid. LMAO, I forgot. I know LMAO. I'm already over it. He's clearly not over it, by the way. He went and did this for quite a while. This went on for a very long time. Reaper crew equals zero pussy. But I just something else I want to address. That I am gonna say on his end. I don't know if he has it directly in his profile anymore. Streamer mode enabled, so it's not gonna show his at, which a good thing, I guess. But I've had a lot of people try and say like, oh, he's got like prideslayer77 because like, oh, it's supposed to be like a nod at like 88 for like Nazi shit. I'm like, that's a fucking stretch. That's not the case. The guy was born in 1977, which is possibly even more sad because this man is almost 50 years old with doing kind of things like this. Like, you're arguing with like 20-year-olds on the internet about rainbows in a medieval fantasy game. Like, come on, man. We've all got better things to spend our time with than this. I'm too new around here for nothing. You can suck. But yeah, this is the point where I pointed out like he's too new in here to like act as if like people are gonna be on his side no matter what. Don't invite randos or I can't curate their sense of humor. Like, again, just his sense of humor was slurs and homophobia. There was no like actual humor, which that's the other thing about like this Discord. There's a lot of people in this Discord that have very differing political views. I don't really care about a person's political views if I'm playing a video game with them, which is why I ended up in a group chat call with this guy for literal hours on end because I was just genuinely trying to play the game. Um, Yeah, we've explained multiple times what happened. Stop playing victim, man. And he just keeps going on and on and on about like this. And there's a lot of people that are like, because yeah, some of these guys in this chat used to have kind of similar attitudes about a lot of things, but they had things going on in their life, and that's what we kind of assumed with this guy for a while. So we were like, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. We're just playing a video game, but it kind of reached a point that it's like, yeah, like everyone's like, dude, you're playing victim here. You're whining and crying because you were removed from a Discord call. Like, that's the other thing. This still all stemmed from being removed from a Discord call. Wait, Digits is literally the only one of the only good people in this bitch, and you want to call him fucking fake for no reason? What? I don't know what it had to do with Digits. I missed that part, but like I said, I'm scrolling through here. I'm not reaching all of this. I'm gonna start scrolling a little faster, just because I mean, yeah, Trim. Guess I'm just a short bitch then. Um, yeah, this is just kind of the way this guy acts, somewhat pretty upfront, but also behind the scenes when he doesn't get his way. This is just not the kind of guy I want representing his or representing this community, and I'm sure a lot of people can agree. I know I'm not going to change anyone's mind with this. Anyone that's watching this, especially still up to this point, like, I don't think anyone's actually going to watch the entirety of this video. I'm sure this is going to be a skip through kind of thing for me, and along with most other people, because it's just not worth it. I think this is the point where this is pretty much all he had to say. Yeah, this went back to actual chat, so thankfully this is less stuff to scroll through than I thought it was going to be, but I think at this point I had fallen asleep. Yeah, I had stopped responding a while ago. Like I said, I was just kind of scrolling so others could kind of see what was being said, because like I said, this video is now 23 minutes long. That, and I'm not the best at chatting or making videos. I talk in circles a lot. I'm not a content creator. I'm not a streamer. It took me a while to get OBS properly working and to figure out how to even start any of this. Anyways, but yeah, like anyone that has personally interacted with this dude that isn't just like the exact same kind of person that he is has very similar stories of like he's just insufferable to be around. There's other things that I know that I'm not going to personally get into because it's not worth getting into, as well as there's other people that I don't want to involve as a result of them not wanting to be involved. So I feel like this video is enough just to kind of say what I'm wanting to say and what some others are wanting me to say. Just kind of the end of it. I think I can speak for a very large amount of people when I say this isn't the kind of person we want representing our community. This isn't the kind of person that we want. Just, I don't know what else I'm trying to say. I'm not great at these kinds of things. I'm kind of out of what I want to say. And I think I'm mainly just going to leave it at that. But yeah, he ends it with, long story short, if this clan is going to survive and grow moving forward, we need people who want to enjoy this game. If you want to be important in a clique, go back to high school. We've had grown this week due to the efforts of none of the people pointing fingers or alienating people, and that is how it is going to stay. This clan is going to grow with you or outgrow you. It will succeed. Um, And then I think at this point he'd already been removed, but I wanted to just point out what this guy said right here, real quick. Um, Bro, this clan has been dead for years, yet this isn't like a very heavy active RuneScape clan. This is a Discord of friends who play the game together. Like, as you can see here, like there's old school RuneScape screenshots. Like, this isn't like a RuneScape 3 clan exclusive. This is a Discord of friends who still chat and keep in touch despite a lot of us no longer playing the game, a lot of us playing different games. We just keep in touch. And that's still the case 3 years later. Like, it's still active about the same as it was then. It's not a constantly ongoing thing. It's not a clan we're trying to grow. It's not something we're trying to build up. It's a group of friends that we sometimes have new friends join because we make new friends that we invite to this chat. And so he says, not just that, but the game has been. Yeah, I think at this point RS3 is in a pretty bad spot, but RS3 dead meme here. But the minuscule number of people keeping it alive have known each other for years, and because of that, it has become a clique. IDK, who you are either, and a friend of Josh's or not, you're about 2 ignorant messages away from getting kicked and banned from this Discord. I don't care if you have a problem with getting kicked from another Discord. The people in this one shouldn't have to read a novel of you being petulant because of it. I had 416 new messages when I woke up this morning. If you're married with 4 kids, you shouldn't be acting like this. Yeah, this guy is married with 4 kids and almost 50 years old, and has the mental maturity of like a 12-year-old. Zero accountability, can do nothing but play victim, which is the exact thing he accuses so many other people of, but I mean, many such cases. I'm sure this video is probably going to end up getting taken down, but it's just, there's just so much deflection here, because as soon as like he even heard even a semblance of like, oh, I'm in a voice chat with someone who could possibly be gay, it just turned extremely hostile and just extremely weird. And I shouldn't have even dealt with it for the amount of time that I did, but I'm a lot more patient with a lot of people than I should be. I should have kicked him, honestly, within 5 minutes after he sent the screenshot of gay porn as a, in quotes, joke. But as I said, like, nothing that I've said here is even necessarily denied in this. Like, it kind of is to some degree, because at some points he was like, oh, I didn't actually do that, despite he had, like, admitted to it earlier on. Like, oh, you have a problem with gay porn? What are you, homophobic? Like, those kinds of comments. But yeah, just a lot of this boils down to him playing victim, and like I said earlier in the video, this is 2.5 years old. And just the only reason I'm bringing this up now is because of a lot of current situations, like the point that he's very obviously not over getting removed from a group that he was in for a few hours, simply because he took the very same name and turned it into his GIM name. At this point, I'm going to hold or cover this Discord back up, because there's just a few more points I want to make. And that, well, I think I've pretty much covered everything. I don't know. Like I said, I'm pretty much done with this, I think. I'm scrolling down past all this, making sure that there's nothing I'm missing. But yeah, it pretty much just turned back into like our normal group chat after that. But yeah, like, I think I've said my piece. I'm not going to make this video an hour long. I don't want to make this an hour long. I don't want to spend an hour on this. I didn't want to spend 30 minutes on it. But there was a lot of this that if anyone specifically wants me to address something, make a comment on it in the video, in the comments, and I'll respond to it. But yeah, a lot of this was me poking the bear and just kind of seeing where it would go, because I was kind of bored that night, and it was just kind of entertaining. So I'll own that. Is it a bit immature? Yeah, sure. Was it entertaining? Yes, absolutely. But yeah. Yeah, he, at this point, I found another point where he's like, and it'll be somewhere in the video, he's like, you guys asked me to delete it, and I did. I'm like, well, I hope you would, because no one wants to see, like, I don't know. But that's the end of it. I'm going to leave the video here. If anyone else has anything to say, add, or ask, feel free to reach out to me. And I'm going to leave this at the very end. And I don't expect it to go anywhere, but Pride Slayer, if you want this video taken down, reach out. I'm willing to have an actual proper, like, general chat about things. And if you want to prove that, hey, this isn't you, this isn't the person that you've grown into, you've changed over the years, while I don't personally believe you have with the way you've acted on quite a few different situations, I'm still more than willing to have a chat. So I don't think it'll go anywhere, but I think that's it. Um, I'm gonna get this uploaded, and then if anyone has anything else to say, add, like I've already said, leave it in the comments, and that is all.